Now presenting Protein Farts Podcast, featuring Rick and Korey from Nutrishop.
Welcome everybody, Fit Thick Rick, K-Smooth in the house, and welcome to PFP.
What's PFP?
Woo! PFP, baby. Protein Farts Podcast.
Yeah.
Protein Farts worldwide. Why?
Worldwide.
Where the sound is raw, the footage too good to wipe away.
Woo! Keep it going. So today's
Saucy.
Saucy? He says saucy.
Saucy.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Elemental Supplements. You got to stay healthy nowadays. We do it here at Nutrishop with Elemental.
Absolutely, baby. Next level. All the time. Next level.
How's your week been, bro?
Week's been good. It's early. I'll get back to you on Thursday.
Oh, that's right.
You know, you give me Fridays off, so it's always a good weekend.
Oh, look at that.
It's always a
half
good
days.
weekend.
Half days.
Appreciate you. Yes. You know my time.
I know your time.
10 to 3, baby, and I'm out.
Good.
2:59. I'm already counting it down.
That's it. We got to run out.
No, it's been a good week. We've been a very a successful month so far.
Yes.
It's been
Helping lives, changing lives.
That's what we do. Encourage people.
Yeah.
Word of the day, right? Encourage.
Word of the day.
Keep people motivated. Light bulb. And I think it's important that people understand that's also why we stayed open.
100%. We have to be here. We're the beacon of light. We've been blessed to be here to help change lives, and we never want to do anything different besides that.
15 years in this community. You've been going strong. I've been a part of it.
Yes, you have.
For the last 5.
Yes.
It's been
Going on 6.
Honored. Yeah, going on 6, coming 6 strong. And I think that's the one thing that separates us still from everyone else. We encourage people and we motivate people. That's what we do in here.
Yeah. Well, back to school is here. Whatever back to school is. We hear, obviously, customers on social media and coming in that it's different because they're now playing teacher, even though it's virtual and there's a teacher on the screen, and commend to all the teachers that are out there doing their thing.
Yes.
And mom and
Praying for
dads, aunts, cousins, tios, grandma.
Abuelita's getting on the visual.
But you are now playing abuelitas, exactly. You are now playing the motivator and encourager for your child. Where in the past it was just the teacher or friends and such. There's not even friends there to chill with. So what we've seen here, and we want to translate this into back to school, is that you're really never not motivated enough, but you're less encouraged. And that's a big thing here. So you're never unmotivated, you're just under encouraged. And that unfortunately translates to life, because if you're down and out, well, it's more likely that you just aren't being lifted up to do what you have been put on this earth to do.
I think it's important for us to have a support system.
Absolutely.
I think everybody needs one. I have a collection of at least 5 different men in my life who I've always gone to for types of encouragement, any type of motivation that I need, anywhere I'm lacking in life, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. These men have always been by my side, you being one of them. If you didn't know, you're in my top 5. But at the same time, a lot of people don't have a support system with them. And it doesn't just translate into muscle, fitness, health. No. It's every aspect in life. When you're
Unless you're Irv. Unless you're Irv, and it's all about the pomp.
Yeah, that's it. That's all that exists.
Pump him up.
No, I think it's important for us to have the equal amount that you give at home needs to be given back. Reciprocation is key in everything.
Huge. So again, mom and dads, whoever you're at home, you're playing that role now. So you need to remember that Johnny, Jane, or whoever you're helping educate at home, that they need you to encourage them to do well. Because again, they need to stay motivated to do what they need to do. These next few 6, 12, whatever months, we're going to be in a quarantine state school scenario. And even if we go hybrid, it's still not going to be the same. Bless you. It's still not going to be the same, because you might just be at school part-time. And we really don't know how long this is ago. And unfortunately, we're not going to make this political. But depending on who gets elected, really will dictate the direction we go in this.
Might shift.
Only because there's been one of the parties have already said that they will potentially make mask a federal requirement.
Yeah.
So that all will dictate where the direction we're going to go with school, life, gyms, business, and such.
So let's just take it really quick to the realm of what we do for a living.
We do.
Obviously, we love being a place of encouragement and motivation. We love being your fortress of solitude, your stronghold, your line of defense.
Foundation.
Yes, that's what it is. It's all about it. And so what do we always teach in here? Information, application equals foundation.
Ba-boom.
We always preach those things. And I know I'm constantly telling people, look, lean on the shop.
Yeah.
Lean on us for understanding, for support. I mean, I don't know how many times we use that word support in here. I mean, heck, boss, we've gone so far as to change the verbiage of supplementation to supportive nutrients.
Absolutely. Because they're not just subs.
No, realistically, what is something that's supportive? Something that's supportive is something that's supporting the fact that maybe an outside source, food, possibly your body, just can't always provide for you.
Lacking.
Yeah. And so I think it's important for our customer base to understand, as much as you need that in your health and wellness lifestyle, you guys also need it in every other aspect of your life.
1,000%. So again, if it's school, if it's work, if it's a relationship, you have to have that support to be able to carry it through and to have it strong and never take any of that for granted ever. Because if it matters to you as a relationship, you have to nurture that.
Agree.
You can't take it for granted. You can't do any of that, because if you do, it just doesn't have as much value at times.
No, I mean, not to go too far into, relationships.
You don't get deep? You don't get deep?
I don't want to get too deep, obviously.
Got some tissue?
But reciprocation is everything. I know in my relationship, I'm always asking Anna to reciprocate, but I always tell her anything that I ask of you, I'll demand out of myself 100%. To give back. And I think
lead from the front.
Absolutely. And I think it's important we do that the same here. You can't ask your body to do something it doesn't want to do unless you give it back.
Absolutely.
What are you going to give it? They can't do everything on its own. Neither can you. Meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. So first of all, it's what? The decision.
100%.
You have to decide to want to do this. Mm-hmm. Next comes the desire.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I tell everybody I need two things from you. I need the decision and the desire to accomplish your goals. And I promise you will reach them at a most efficient rate, because those are the two variables there. Food will come. Mm-hmm. Support nutrients will come. Working out will come. That all will happen. But if you've not made the conscious and emotional decision to change, you will not change. Again, coming back to school. If you, as a leader now leading your child as the educator or the co-educator or the supplementing educator, watch that.
Like that.
You have to make a decision. Are you going to be the best for your child that you're supporting? Are you going to now encourage that child or children to be their best? Because these are different times. So these are trying times in the sense that because we're out of our norm, it's going to be different. So we have to lead that charge. We have to encourage so they continue to stay motivated to accomplish what needs to be done. Because no matter what grade they're in, if they're in kindergarten, later in elementary, junior high, or high school, this year is going to be very transitional for some kids, because it's not just it's not the norm.
No.
So all that has to happen. Be the encourager that your environment needs.
Oh, that's good. Right there. That's good. Quote that.
Because there's a requirement.
Yeah.
It's a requirement to be encouraged. Because if you are not encouraged, that motivation is difficult.
It's hard to be successful without
Absolutely.
it. I think we always tell people and remind people to control what you can control.
Boom.
And I think a lot of times that applies. We know that already applies to life.
Absolutely.
We're all masters of our universe in a sense. At least God has mapped us out and given us an opportunity to be able to control what we can control. There's forks at the road all the time. We have a decision to make. You can either decide to go left, go right, go somewhere in between. Obviously, the goal is, are you making the best decision for yourself at that time? And I think that's what happens with life. When life throws us curveballs, we're sitting here swinging at them. We don't go back into the cage and learn how to hit them. Learn from the mistakes of the past. What can I do differently? What outcome can I control a little bit now? So now that when I'm just more prepared for life, for the seasonal changes in what's going on in our world right now, And most importantly, like I said, when it comes to our job and what we do in here, how can I, cross every T and dot every I? How can I X, Y, and Z, guys?
Because we have to do that.
Yeah.
That's a requirement to, like you said, to be successful, and that's transcendent in anything. We're talking back to school, so education. We're talking relationships. You have to have all of that encouragement so you have successful relationships. And undoubtedly, it goes into business. Okay, we have to encourage you, or I should say, want to encourage you to be successful in your results. You guys realize that selfishly, the only way we can be successful is if we help you be successful.
100%.
Because you're the fruits of our labor. Yeah. That's why we work so hard. That's why sometimes you guys feel, oh, you're pushing on. We're not pushing anything. If we're pushing anything, we're pushing your results.
The goal is to get you to the desired result.
That's it. So selfishly, we have to have you successful, or we're not successful.
No.
Bottom line.
Our business is flawed at that point.
Flawed.
If we can.
So with that being said, who encourages the encourager?
I mean, man. I mean,
that's big.
I mean, here's the thing too. I always have this discussion with myself, my inner thoughts.
Are you looking at the mirror, or do you do a selfie mode on your phone?
No, I usually take a nap on the clock.
Okay. You say self. Korey, let me talk to you.
The reality is when I'm thinking about that, we spend 10 hours just pouring ourselves into people, giving our hearts to people, giving our minds to people. And at some point, we get to a point where we're like, man, who takes care of us mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually? We obviously have one another. You and I lean on one 100%. Another. We have our respective homes.
Lean on me,
right?
When you're not strong.
Get it. And the other thing is, I have my friends. We have a lot of people we can go to, but it's important to go to someone. Okay.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, being believers, we got Christ that we can lean on all the time.
The Holy Spirit is always.
Man is there.
Absolutely.
Jesus J is there to help out. But you do need a carnal man to be available. So again, you're in my circle. My son Sackman is one of my guys. And we have those people who we have to lean on and trust. And as men, we need another man in our life to be able to support that, because as men, we understand each other.
What's it say in the Bible? Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
Right?
And it's okay to have some strong women in your life.
100%. And I do.
Yes, we do. So as your encourager, I want you to truly trust that we are here to encourage you, and we are being encouraged. So we are covered. Just trust us, lean on us, that we are here to encourage you. We are here to help you get to your goals. And it's not just selling you product. Okay. If you've noticed, our verbiage has changed again, wherever we're changing. We're starting to ask, how are you doing? And we don't care about your nutrition or the gym or any of that. It really matters. How are you doing?
I always tell people that. I said, they'll ask, hey, how are you doing? And they'll say, oh, good. I went to the gym. It's like, no, I didn't ask that. I asked, how are you doing? How your gym session was.
No.
What about the other 23 hours of your life?
Exactly. Or if you didn't go to the gym for 2 weeks.
So once again, how are you doing?
How are you doing? Because
how's life?
You're all that matters.
And I think people forget too. We always, once again, we'll mention it again. Our machine, the embodies, guys, they have so much more to do with your daily life.
Have nothing to do with working out.
Hardly.
We're going to say it every episode.
Pretty much. We're going to remind you guys of that to get to your thick skulls.
And it's also not a gauge of, let me check how bad I did.
Please no.
Okay. Like Korey said, it is a gauge of your life. We want to keep it a positive. So no matter what you're doing, there is always something positive on this sheet. Okay. If you're losing muscle, that means your metabolism is really good.
Yeah.
So guess what? Fuel it.
Yeah. Give it more food.
That sounds pretty encouraging to me.
100%.
Okay. So don't come down with your head down, Debbie Downer, whatever all this little stuff is.
Woe is me. None of that.
Woe is me. That's baloney. We're positive people here.
And we use the machine for positive results.
Absolutely. Because that's what it's for. It's to confirm what you're doing is right. In my opinion, there's really never anything wrong. There's just things that we can polish. We love saying we're just here to polish the diamond.
That's it.
Make it brighter. That's all we're doing here. So allow us to encourage you. Moms, dads, again, abuelita, whoever's there at home, taking care of the kids at school. Be the best encourager you can be. But like we know, at times that can be draining. So come into the store and let us encourage you, because you're going to need it. You're going to need your tanks to be filled back up.
Absolutely.
We all do. Korey and I have a great support system that we do that on the regular. Okay. For Irv, we just have to slap him around sometimes. Okay. It's just how it is. Miguel and Manny, whatever, but they're lost causes.
Yeah, they don't matter.
It's just kidding. They're so young. But allow us to encourage you guys. That's what we're here for. So remember, you're never not unmotivated. You're just under encouraged. And if that's you, come into the store. You can come into Nutrishop Glendora or Pasadena. And I promise you, every staff member will love on you, will ask you questions to help uncover what you need. Not what YouTube said you think you need, not what someone else might. And with all due respect, there's a lot of people with great advice out there.
100%. Yeah.
But guess what? You are your best experiment. You are your best review. Korey always says that. Okay? You are your best review, because we all respond differently to meal plans, to nutritional support, to working out. We're all genetically different, very 100%. Unique.
That's what that InBody is.
That's what the
it's your personal DNA code, baby.
Absolutely. So remember to follow us. Where do we get followed, Korey?
Follow that Instagram at PFP.
No, it's protein farts _
Well, you know, some people are kind of sensitive to that word.
Okay,
still.
We're saying farts. I'm sorry. You might hear us fart sometimes. They ain't gonna stink because you won't be able to smell it through the camera.
Problem, yeah. If a fart happens on the podcast, does it still smell?
Ooh, is it like if a bear's in the woods
and it growls? Does it still exist?
Or
I don't know. Does that go? Tree falls. Does it still make a sound?
So on Instagram, Protein Farts Podcast. No podcast, yes podcast. Sackman. All right, Protein Farts _
Sackman with the drop.
Sackman.
Sackman saved
is
the day.
Our producer. Also, we are on all platforms. So we're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. When we post, we will post the link there in our swipe up. We are going to make it as easy as possible for you guys to be able to reach us, because we're doing this to reach you.
Absolutely. And most importantly, when you guys are thinking of us, make sure you're on the toilet seat when you do.
Wipe away.
Absolutely. PFP.
Love you guys.
We're out.
Out.